With an estimated net worth between $1 and $1.5 million, Dr. Jan Pol leaves behind far more than financial security. He leaves a legacy that brings his family to tears, mired across the globe for his deep dedication to animals, especially horses. Dr. Pol's fortune wasn't simply the result of business success. It was built through years of tireless work, unwavering passion, heartbreaking sacrifice, including the tragic loss of his grandson. Join us as we explore the remarkable legacy Dr. Pol has left behind, one rooted not just in wealth, but in values that will resonate for generations. Dr. Jan Pol's journey began on a dairy farm in the Netherlands, where he was surrounded by animals from a young age. Amidst green pastures and the simplicity of farm life, his love for animals blossomed. As a child, he was drawn to the health and well-being of the farm's animals, often assisting with their care, experiences that sparked his lifelong passion for veterinary medicine. After World War II, opportunities in veterinary medicine were limited in the Netherlands, but Dr. Pol remained determined. He went on to study veterinary science at Utrecht University, one of the world's top institutions for veterinary education, where he honed his skills and deepened his knowledge, laying the groundwork for what would become a legendary career. But the Netherlands could not contain his ambition. In the 1970s, after meeting the love of his life, Diane, Dr. Pol made a bold decision. He moved to the United States. The couple settled in rural Michigan, where he began working at a local veterinary practice. Starting over in a new country came with challenges: language barriers, cultural shifts, and professional uncertainty. Yet Dr. Pol's compassion, work ethic, and down-to-earth approach quickly earned him a reputation as one of the most dedicated veterinarians in the area. His work was demanding, often involving long hours, late-night emergency farm visits, and exhausting drives through harsh weather. At home, Diane would sit at the window with their young children, waiting for him to return. Dr. Pol missed countless family dinners and school, bent sacrifices that weighed heavily on him, but were made in pursuit of a better life. In 1981, after years of saving and hard work, Dr. Pol and Diane opened their own clinic, Pol Veterinary Services, in Weidman, Michigan. In the beginning, the clinic operated from a modest building, and Dr. Pol would travel great distances to treat animals on remote farms. Finances were tight, and building the practice was grueling. Diane managed the clinic's finances while also raising their children, allowing Dr. Pol to fully dedicate himself to treating animals. Despite the hardships, his persistence paid off. Word spread about the veterinarian who never gave up, who braved snowstorms, handled massive cattle, and treated animals with the same care he'd offer a friend. Clients poured in, and the once small clinic grew into a thriving practice. Working in rural areas came with its own set of challenges: unpredictable weather, long drives, and physically demanding work involving large livestock. But Dr. Pol's hands-on approach and deep empathy for animals set him apart. These difficulties didn't discourage him, they shaped him. What he built wasn't just a business, it was a legacy. One formed by passion, loss, love, and relentless grit. Today, the name Dr. Pol is synonymous with rural veterinary care, compassion, and resilience. His life story is a powerful reminder that success isn't just about wealth, it's about purpose, perseverance, and leaving the world better than you found it. Growing up on a farm in Holland, Dr. Jan Pol developed a tough physique and a natural ability to work with animals. The early farm life didn't just build strength, it shaped his sensitivity to animals' emotions. Later, his veterinary education equipped him with the scientific knowledge to diagnose and treat a wide range of illnesses and disorders. Still, no matter how many family moments he missed, Dr. Pol always believed his sacrifices were for the betterment of his family's future. To Dr. Pol, wellness matters just as much for pets as it does for people. He often emphasized the importance of proper nutrition and regular exercise, not just for the pet, but for the owner as well. He warned of the dangers of obesity in dogs, especially as they age, highlighting risks like diabetes and joint issues. While cats are less prone to some of the same complications, he still noted that inactive cats could easily become overweight. His central message was always clear: pet care should be practical and affordable, so that every child has the chance to grow up with a pet. Over the years, Paul's veterinary services gradually transformed into a thriving clinic. Thanks to Dr. Paul's skill, dedication, and caring nature, clients began traveling from far and wide to seek his services. His straightforward, no-nonsense style and unwavering devotion earned him deep respect, not just from pet owners, but also from local farmers. He wasn't just a veterinarian. He became a trusted friend to many in his community. As the clinic grew, so did Dr. Paul's reputation. He took on challenging cases that others avoided, and this fearlessness brought financial success. But his rise came at a cost. He often missed birthdays, school events, and special moments with his children. Diane, his wife, became frustrated at times as she had to shoulder much of the caregiving alone. Still, Dr. Paul refused to abandon his mission. His commitment never wavered. While his veterinary practice was thriving, an even greater surprise lay ahead, a chapter that would bring Dr. Paul international fame and transform his life. It all began with a television show that would make the veterinarian from rural Michigan a global household name. The turning point came in 2011 when an unexpected opportunity arrived at Pale Veterinary Services. What started as a single, modest clinic in Michigan was about to be showcased on national television. The idea came from his son, Charles Powell, who saw the potential to turn his father's life work into a reality TV series, not just about animals, but about the raw, authentic world of rural veterinary care. Charles had grown up witnessing his father's midnight farm visits, his unshakable dedication to animals, and the special bonds he had built with clients. With a background in media and experience in Los Angeles, Charles had both the passion and the tools to bring this story to life. He proposed the idea of a reality show that would follow Dr. Paul through his daily work, making house calls, performing surgeries, and treating livestock ranging from horses to cows. Along with pets like cats and dogs, Charles knew that his father's blunt but kind demeanor, combined with his deep love for animals, would resonate with viewers. After pitching the idea to multiple networks, they finally struck gold when Nat Geo Wild agreed to take on the project. And so, the incredible Dr. Paul was born. From its debut, the show struck a chord with audiences. It wasn't just about veterinary. Curate was a heartfelt look at country life filled with grit, passion, and humanity. Viewers were drawn not only to the medical stories but also to Dr. Paul himself, his humor, his warmth, and his unfiltered realism. The show pulled no punches in portraying the long hours, physical demands, an emotional toll of the veterinary profession. Audiences tuned in droves, captivated by everything from late-night calf deliveries to delicate surgical procedures. But more than anything, they watched because they loved Dr. Paul, the man who devoted his life to animals and their owners. Off-camera, show success brought long-overdue financial relief to the Powell family. After decades of hard work and personal sacrifice, they finally found stability. But the incredible Dr. Paul represented more than money. It was a tribute to the years of silent labor, missed dinners, and deep compassion that had defined Dr. Paul's life. While building a career in veterinary medicine, the incredible Dr. Paul quickly gained popularity not only in America, but across the globe. Dr. Jan Paul became more than just a veterinarian. He became a beloved television personality. Unlike most American reality shows, however, the incredible Dr. Paul stood out for its authenticity. It wasn't about exaggerated drama. Instead, it focused on real people, real animals, and genuine emotional stories from rural life. Dr. Paul's warm personality and the heartfelt cases featured on the show created a strong emotional bond with viewers. Audiences didn't just see him as a skilled veterinarian, they saw him as a trusted friend who cared deeply for the well-being of both animals and their owners. The show highlighted not only veterinary care but the broader community that Dr. Paul served with passion and humility. Over the years, the incredible Dr. Paul has showcased countless memorable cases. Two particularly unusual ones captured the hearts of viewers. In one case, Dr. Paul treated a horse suffering from extreme abdominal pain only to discover it had been eating car tires. The life-saving procedure that followed was intense and demanding. In another case, he operated on a cow that had developed a strange craving for dirt and gravel. Dr. Paul diagnosed a mineral deficiency and performed a complex surgery to relieve the blockage, saving the cow's life. These cases demonstrated not just his skill, but the unpredictable, hands-on challenges of rural veterinary medicine. The success of the show brought Dr. Paul both fame and financial stability. While his practice in rural Michigan remained at the heart of his daily life, the income from the show allowed him to secure a comfortable future for his family. This financial success was especially meaningful given the many years he had spent balancing his demanding career with family responsibilities. Despite his newfound wealth, Dr. Paul never stopped working long hours, committed to providing the same care to animals that he always had. As the series continued season after season, Dr. Paul's legacy grew far beyond what he had ever imagined. His family, while emotionally moved by the stories shown on TV, also expressed deep gratitude for the life he was able to build through love, sacrifice, and relentless dedication to animals and community. Before television stardom, Dr. Paul's primary source of income came from his clinic, Paul Veterinary Services, which he founded in 1981, serving over 20,000 clients in rural Michigan. The clinic was his pride and the foundation of his career. Even after the global success of his show, Dr. Paul remained hands-on at the clinic, choosing to stay rooted in the work that had defined his life. The fame and fortune didn't distract him from his purpose, it only amplified it. Dr. Paul's real financial breakthrough came when the incredible Dr. Paul first aired in 2011. With its growing viewership, it was reported that he earned between $30,000 and $40,000 per episode, an amount that likely increased over time. With more than 24 seasons and over 240 episodes, the show generated millions in revenue. But the income didn't stop there. Dr. Paul's rising profile opened up new streams of revenue. From brand partnerships to public appearances and product endorsements, he continued building on his success by authoring a best-selling memoir, Never Turn Your Back on an Angus Cow, where he shared the full story of his journey from the Netherlands to becoming one of America's most loved veterinarians. The book resonated deeply with fans and further boosted his financial standing. Dr. Paul also partnered with companies in the animal care industry, becoming a trusted spokesperson for pet food brands, veterinary tools, and grooming products. These ventures, combined with property investments, particularly in real estate, strengthened his financial foundation. He lives modestly on a large farm in Weidman, Michigan, where he continues to care for animals and reflect on the life he's built. Despite his wealth, Dr. Paul has remained grounded. One of his few indulgences is his collection of classic cars, including a 1937 Rolls-Royce and a 1981 DeLorean, symbols of success. Yes, but also reminders of how far he has come. Beneath the luxury is a man who never forgot his roots or the hardships he endured. Perhaps the most poignant reminder of what truly drives Dr. Paul is the loss of his grandson, Adam Booch. The tragedy struck deeply, but instead of retreating, Dr. Paul pressed forward, channeling his grief into a renewed determination to secure his family's future. Every investment, every episode, every partnership has been driven by a core mission: to protect and provide for those he loves. Dr. Paul's fortune is not just financial, it's a legacy of compassion, perseverance, and a profound commitment to healing. His story is proof that a life built on love and service can leave a mark that lasts far beyond a bank account. Dr. Paul's legacy goes far beyond money. It's a living testament to a life dedicated to purpose, perseverance, and love. His story is one of unwavering commitment, not only to animals and medicine, but to building something lasting for his children and grandchildren. Though many are surprised by the wealth he amassed through his successful clinic and hit TV show, the incredible Dr. Paul, what truly shocks them are the personal tragedies that shaped that journey. Behind the scenes of fame and fortune lies a deeply human story, one marked by painful loss and resilience. One of Dr. Paul's most heartbreaking personal tragedies came in 2019 when his beloved grandson, Adam James Butch, passed away at just 23 years old. Adam, the son of Dr. Paul's daughter Kathleen, was a bright, hard-working young man with a promising future. He had earned a degree from Michigan State University and was building a career as a pharmacy technician. But his life was cut tragically short by a chronic illness, leaving the entire Pale family devastated. Dr. Pale, who had always played an active role in his grandchildren's lives, was especially shaken. Adam's death was a painful reminder of life's unpredictability and deepened Dr. Paul's resolve to ensure his family's future would always be secure, no matter what came next. This loss transformed his success into something much more meaningful. The money he earned from decades of veterinary work in television no longer represented personal achievement alone. It became a shield, a safety net, and a final act of love for his family. Every dollar earned, every deal signed, every appearance made was now part of a greater mission to protect and provide for his loved ones in an uncertain world. Even as he continued to grow his brand and influence, Dr. Paul never lost sight of his most important role as a husband, father, and grandfather. Though he often worked long hours, missed family dinners, spent nights tending to sick animals, his efforts were always rooted in love. The sacrifices he made weren't just professional, they were deeply personal. Beyond the tragedy of Adam's passing, the PAL family has weathered other hardships. Balancing the demands of running a busy clinic with filming a popular TV show took its toll. Still, through every trial, Dr. Paul remained grounded in his belief that family was the foundation of everything. His wife Diane, his children, and his grandchildren were his greatest motivation, and every challenge he faced was endured with them in mind. Dr. Paul has never sought material luxury, though his success allowed him to enjoy small indulgences like his cherished collection of classic cars. He remained modest in his lifestyle. What mattered most to him wasn't how much he earned, but what he could build for the generations that would follow. His goal was never to be a rich man today and broke tomorrow. It was to leave a legacy, one that would sustain his family in every sense, financially, emotionally, and spiritually. The fortune Dr. Paul leaves behind is not simply measured in dollars. It's measured in years of tireless work, sleepless nights, and unconditional love. Today, as his family reflects on his life's work, they're overwhelmed not just by the scale of his accomplishments, but by the sacrifices he made to achieve them. The tears they shed are not just for the wealth he created, but for the man who gave everything for those he loved. The death of Adam, though heartbreaking, brought the family closer in their grief. It served as a powerful reminder of what matters most, and it solidified Dr. Paul's resolve to turn his pain into purpose. He transformed tragedy into strength, channeling it into a legacy built not on fame, but on love. Dr. Jan Paul's story is more than that of a veterinarian or TV personality. It is the story of a man who never stopped caring for animals, for people, and most of all, for his family. His name will endure not just in the credits of a television show, but in the hearts of those who carry his legacy forward. His journey teaches us that true wealth lies in resilience, compassion, and the unshakable devotion to those we hold dear.